Hi everyone and welcome to another live trading series. I think this is episode 9 or 10. I've actually lost track. I could go back and check pretty easily though. This is a paper trading account with 25,000 US dollars. I'm showing beginners just what I would do if I had a new account or a smaller account. My current account got too big to trade or too big to show. It wasn't good or easy for people to follow. It didn't add any value because I was doing too big of trades and taking too much risk. So I restarted with this. Obviously, go back and watch the previous ones to catch up, but I was kind of hoping this would, I'd be able to film this a little bit earlier. So I have around 40% gains. I'm at 49,000 Canadian dollars. I was hoping to continue selling bullish plays. So a cash secured put on Tesla, meaning I want it to go up, which it did. You can see I have almost 500 US gain here. I was selling a bull spread, meaning selling a put credit spread or a vertical. So 381 there. I guess I went a little riskier on AMD and it's biting me now. I sold a cash secured put at 150 and it's currently trading at 137. So I'm $13 in the hole at least. And you can see here I have a 1376 loss. So $800 loss. This is unrealized for the most part. I'm going to get assigned. So when you sell a cash secured put, someone can force you to take 100 shares per contract at the strike price you sold it at the strike price they bought it at. So by the end of the day, because this expires tonight, I guess at 6 p.m., I have one contract, so 100 shares at 150 strike. So that's 15,000 US. Because of that, because I'm using up so much buying power with actual shares and that this can actually go to zero, I'm not going to do another Tesla cash secured put. I'm going to close this one out, sell a covered call on AMD, so running the wheel with AMD, and then selling another bull put spread because you can't really fight momentum. And look at the way the market's been going, let's say for the last year and a half. So don't fight momentum. When the market turns, we'll change our strategy when the time comes. So what I'm going to do here, close this one out. I like that Interactive Brokers has the close function. You know what? It might not get filled at 01. There's no one buying. I could just let it expire. So what I'm going to do, I don't need to close this one out. What I am going to do is just wait until I get assigned. I don't really have to wait since I am in a margin account. I can sell a covered call right away. So what I'm going to do, you can go to, trade, options, chains. Let's go AMD. And now how do you choose your strike? Do I choose 140, 145, 150? I wouldn't chase a stock down, meaning since I got assigned at 150, I should choose at least 150 or 155. I do think a stock, especially this one, will always come back. That's why I chose it. So we're going to do, let's say 49 days out. I'm going to choose the 150 strike. I know you can make more money by going 140 or 145, but then I would have a $500 loss, right? So I sell this for 505, but then I'm taking a $500 loss here. So what's the point of that? I want to make some money. So the goal is to sell at the same strike I got assigned at. I don't care about my cost basis. Even though I've been selling this for a while, I don't care that indirectly my cost basis for AMD is a little lower. I want to make profit. I don't want to break even. So I'll sell this. The break even is 153, not too bad. But I guess the goal is to get called away. You know what? If this ends up being 149 on January 17th, I'll keep the shares and I'll sell like 160 or then 170. If you can follow a stock up, it would be great, but that's ideal scenario, which doesn't always happen. So what I'm going to do, you choose the midpoint. So, 360, this is fine. I select market on these because I want to get it filmed for the video just so you could see it actually happening. Order has been filled. There we go. For SPY, I don't need to close this out, but there is something called pin risk. If SPY goes down 10% from now until 6 p.m., I could get assigned in this, but I won't. That won't happen. So what I'm going to do again is sell another one. At the end of the year, so this has almost been a year, I'll probably do a recap on the gains and the income that I've made using this. I'll probably show my own portfolio too. So what we're going to do, because I want it to all align along the same day, we'll choose the same. I try to do around 45 days, the tasty trade way. So we'll do around the 15 delta. See how much money we can make if it would load faster. Okay, doesn't seem to be much premium to be made. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to keep some buying power. So I'm going to order this. Keep it 10. So that's $5,000 in buying power. The width of your spread, so 580 minus 575, it's $500 times 10. That's $5,000. That's my risk. That's my max loss if SPY ends up being under 575. So one issue I'm having here is the Greeks. I have to go a little bit closer because the volatility is low. So not much premium here. The lower the VIX, in my opinion, no, not my opinion, the riskier it is because you have to go closer to the money to make money. So I have to go closer to 603. Ideally, if I went to 575 or 570 to make the same amount of money, I'd feel a little more comfortable. But with VIX being low, if SPY tanks, it can only expand. But yeah, that's what we have to do. I wonder if I could see any more previews. I haven't looked at the preview in a while, but let's submit by order. There we go. Did the other one get filled? The AMD trades. So AMD got filled. I wonder if it could show it now. My portfolio. It's not grouping them together. It probably should, but this will get assigned. So next time you see this, if I group it together, it'll look like this. It'll be a covered call at the same strike. I think I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions and tune into the next one.